You ever had that gut feeling? You know, when someone's telling you something and the words check out, but something just feels off. Well, today we're going to dig into the science that shows your intuition is probably dead on. This is all about silent signals and the mastery of microexpressions.
Look, we all try to put on a good face, right? But what if, behind that mask, your face is constantly telling on you? A flicker of doubt in a big negotiation, a flash of real hurt in a conversation, secrets you don't even realize you're broadcasting. That's the wild idea we're jumping into.
Think about it. In every single interaction you have, a job interview, an argument, even a casual chat, there are really two conversations going on. There's the one you hear, the words, but then there's this other one, a completely silent conversation that's happening right on the surface, and most of us miss it completely.
So, what is this secret language our faces are speaking? Let's pull back the curtain and get into the science of these tiny but incredibly revealing signals.
Okay, so the key to this whole silent language is something called a microexpression. And it's exactly what it sounds like, a super brief, totally involuntary flash of emotion on someone's face. It's that momentary crack in the mask when the real feelings just leak out for a split second. So what makes these things so special? Well, first off, their speed is just mind-bending. They happen before your conscious brain can even get its shoes on. They're also completely involuntary, a true leak from the emotional center of our brain. This isn't something we learn, it's hardwired. And maybe the most incredible part? They're universal. Research has shown that a flash of disgust or happiness looks the exact same whether you're in New York or Nepal. It's like an ancient, built-in human language.
Just let that sink in for a moment. 1/25th of a second. That is literally faster than the blink of an eye. And that incredible speed? That's exactly why the silent language stays secret for most people. It's happening all the time, but you really have to know what you're looking for to catch it.
Okay, so they're fast. But why should we care about something that's over and done with so quickly? Because these tiny signals, well, they're basically the currency of trust. They can build it up or tear it down in an instant.
So imagine this. A coworker tells you, "Of course I support your decision." But as they say it, for a fraction of a second, you see this tiny, one-sided lip curl. That's a textbook microexpression for contempt. See? The words are saying one thing, but the face is telling a completely different story. And here's the kicker. Even if you don't consciously notice that flash of contempt, your brain often does. It picks up on that mismatch, that disconnect between the words and the nonverbal signal. And it's in that tiny, almost invisible moment that a little seed of doubt gets planted and trust starts to break down. It goes way beyond just trust, though. Understanding this silent language can give you a really powerful, unspoken edge anytime you're trying to persuade someone.
I mean, think about it. When you're trying to get someone on board with an idea, how do you really know if it's working? Sure, they might be nodding and smiling, but what's actually happening in their head? Is your message really landing? This is where microexpressions become your secret weapon. They give you a live stream of instant, totally unfiltered feedback. A quick flash of fear might show you they're worried about the risk. A tiny hint of surprise tells you you've just said something that grabbed their attention. It's like getting real-time data on how they truly feel.
And the impact is huge. When your words and your nonverbal signals are all saying the same thing, when your face shows that you genuinely believe what you're saying, your message becomes so much more persuasive. People don't just hear you, they feel that you're being authentic.
So finally, let's talk about how these signals don't just help us win arguments, but how they can actually help us connect with people, especially when things get tense.
Oh, we have all been in this exact situation. Someone says, through clenched teeth, "It's fine. I'm not upset." But for just a split second, you catch it. The corners of their mouth pull down, maybe their inner eyebrows raise up. That's a classic microexpression of sadness, and it betrays everything the words are trying to deny. And when you can spot that hidden emotion, the whole game changes. Suddenly, you're not arguing with the words, "I'm fine" anymore. Instead, you can actually address the real issue, that underlying sadness or hurt. It opens the door for empathy and lets you find a real solution.
At the end of the day, it really all boils down to this one powerful idea, the most honest communication we have. It isn't spoken, it's seen in those tiny, unguarded moments. So I'll just leave you with this question. Now that you know this silent language is real, that there's a whole other conversation happening in every room you're in, what are you going to see differently?